Got it! Get up!
Hold on! Wait! Come on! I just want to...
You're a woman! Where you going? God damn it! Come back, you white Why they always gotta leave? Don't go! I got no talking to you! Coward!
Now, here is what the children tell me. You are a very old Big Daddy, bonded for life to a single little one. When you are apart for too long, your body begins to shut down like a coma. As long as the girl is in the rapture, you are trapped here as well. The name of your little one is Eleanor Lamb, daughter of Sophia. She is kept at Fontaine Futuristics on the other side of the city. You must go there and save her before it is too late.
Dr. Su Chong's death was a nasty blow to the Protector program, but I'm gradually settling into his role, picking up the slack that his carelessness left behind. We are gaining steam again, but I'm not satisfied. Yes, the Big Daddy defends the girl, but he is programmed only for the fight, like a sheepdog who wanders off unless a wolf is tearing at his flock. When no aggressor is present, he regards his little sister as he might a common houseplant. We need something more, something stronger, an unbreakable physiological bond.
Baby, I want a child. End the discussion. Just like that.
You see? This is why I must fight Sophia Lamb. She is using the new little ones for something. And I have returned to rescue them. If I do not, more children will die for my sins. And the Rapture nightmare, it will repeat forever. Now, we must talk. Citizens of Rapture, this is Subject Delta. Behind that mask hides an enemy of the people, without soul or sympathy. It is a beast apart, and as family, we must tear out its jaw and drive it back into the sea. Lamb will take this place apart to find you. Please hold back the Splicers until we escape. Thank you. Now I must leave you, and I am sorry for this. But there are others I must help before the city drowns. This man Sinclair, he is an ally, and will guide you to Eleanor. Goodbye, Herr Delta. And good luck.
Well, look at you. A bona fide knight in armor, complete with iron horse. The name's Augustus Sinclair, Sport, Esquire. Old Tannenbaum and I share an interest in the old Fontaine building, the very same place you'll find Eleanor Lamb. I think you and I can do business. Take the train to Ryan Amusements. I'll see you shortly.
And my vision's okay too. Just look in my eyes and you can see.
Whoa there. Now better apply the brakes unless you're aiming to dash yourself against that glacier up ahead. As you can see, Chief, the station here's iced over. To reach Eleanor Lamb at Fontaine headquarters, we'll have to clear the way. Now, in order to melt that ice, you'll need a plasmid, like a handful of hellfire. We used to sell a fine old product called Incinerate in the amusement park up yonder. Go on and find a way in. I've already been on all the rides.
Clown! Fucking clown! You think you're so funny! You brought this on yourself!
You're a rare old model, son. Alpha series, I believe. Now, Rapture's full of scientific wonderments just like you. And if we can sell them to the world at my price, well, curing your condition ought to be a cakewalk. Once we find Eleanor, the sky's the limit.
I was hired to engineer a part the likes of which no man has seen. Now all I do is watch over it like a grizzled sheepdog. My first line of mechanical puppets made the children here coo with wonder. But Ryan thought my vision was immature. Antiquated, he said. This place could have been something magical. But instead, he turned it into a school. No, a cathedral. Dedicated to himself.
Can I come out to play again, Mr. B?
Jam dandy. That'll get you in the park. But buying Incinerate's gonna cost Adam. It's a sort of genetic goo that lets you rewrite whatever God gave you. The Little Sisters carry the stuff, as you may recall, so you'll need to locate one. I heard whispering near the El Dorado Lounge. Have a look.
Listen up! Covers! Get yourselves hid! No fuck-ups this time! Daddy's home! Take aim!
Welcome to Ryan Amusement. Insert your ticket now. Half price for children under 3.
You wear the mark of the...
I am Andrew Ryan. Welcome to
Enjoy the park.
Andrew Ryan wakes one night while cruising the Atlantic in his steamliner, the Olympian. His sleep interrupted with a singular purpose. Here, he shouts to his crewmen as he wipes sleep from his eyes. Full stop. We begin.
True friends stick by you. Where are
Until you arrive, Father, I'm trapped here. Smuggling these gifts out is the most I can do to help.
In ethical psychiatry, we must account for...
Eleanor Lamb speaking. Mum says I'm not to play with the other children because they're being raised on a diet of dog-eat-dog. I wanted to see these dog-eaters, so I waited until Mum was gone and went out to find one. And guess what? The dog-eaters wear human skins. It makes them look just like us.
Didn't you, Edna? Everything you touch turns to shit!
non-believer?
These are the wages of the king! I can't believe you, but he does!
I'm with
Seems like everybody's on the go these days. Everybody but you. You still haven't experienced Ryan Industries' new spring line of plasmids. Isn't it about time you got caught up? Evolve today.
strictly subpar. If any place needed a talented decorator, this would be it.
Must find
Now that Big Daddy won't bite until you do. But to get to Lil Sis, you gotta put the old boy down for good. breath, son. You did it. Now, just let her ride on your shoulders and she'll trust you like her own daddy.
I'm telling.
We're in business. Now, there are corpses all over Rapture, and little Dimples there can sniff out the atom on them. Find one.
This way. See? Adam is here. It's dancing, Daddy, dancing! Adam, Daddy, over there.
She's got a juicy one, but when she starts draining out the atom, the Splicers will come running. Be ready before you set her down on that body.
That is a child of the family, not a toy for you to exploit and discard. It is fitting that you expire here. One more forgotten curio in Ryan's shrine to the self.
Here they come. Keep the Splicers off her now till she's finished, or they'll never give up the hunt.
You must be sacrificed.
Deranged fool!
You always gotta leave.
Poor little girl. She's hurt. Ridiculous!
Now you know the stakes, son. But a plasmid costs a bit more atom yet. Keep it up.
Welcome to the circus of value. Bienvenido a la Modanito.
Told you about this one. Make him listen.
You're gonna
Hand
hurt
that
her.
child, you monster!
Just come on! He's one.
Have our
Need your
to
guy.
share. Ridiculous.
It's this way.
Great! She ain't yours!
On the surface, the farmer tills the soil, trading the strength of his arm for a home, lands.
Come on, Daddy.
Is ours. We are a state. We are God. We demand our share.
Snow the Adam, Daddy? Over there.
She is a revelation.
That is becoming a problem. The woman is a damned collectivist. Here in Rapture, how could the council fail to see it? Worse, to hide her intent, she gulls these patients of hers into a religious frenzy. A new Kremlin will rise and swallow the council house before they realize they've been had. I will not have my city swindled by the parasite. Guys, it is time, I think, to call Sinclair.
I do not hate you, Delta. Indeed, I care for you in equal measure to any other sentient creature. But I cannot sacrifice 1,000 of my children for one rebellious son.
Come on, get into the car! Bless me, Lord!
Daddy's giving me Daddy's mad and so
I've been rationing my supplies ever since the park got cut off from the...
All right, Chief, we've almost got enough Adam now. To get the rest, you'll have to take care of that little sister. There should be one of the air vents they favor in the workshop. Bring her down there.
Gotta find the right game for me. Not just any old girl. Somebody who understands me.
Rapture is a paradise of the ego, Eleanor. Under Ryan, the voices of an entire city sing the virtues of greed and pride. But truth, rather, is in the body. Already they grow weary of struggling against one another in fruitless competition. Observe the bent backs, the drawn faces. Ryan promised us more, they seem to say. In what shall we now believe? And Eleanor, it is our task to answer.
I want to...
On the surface, the scientist invests the power of his mind in a single miraculous idea and naturally begins to rise above his fellows. But the parasites, an artist strives to frame his ideals in an image, to challenge his audience and make his vision immortal.
Give me that child,
But the parasites say,
At least read our pamphlet.
ideals endanger the people.
Now, Tannenbaum would have you turn that sister human again. You'll get just enough Adam for our purposes, and the girls will likely try to repay you somehow. But Rapture's a high-stakes town, son, and she is a jackpot. You just have to be willing to take it all. You'll harvest more Adam than the price of one plasmid, so the rest is gravy. Think about it. Down here, it's your survival or hers. Well, our Tin Man had a heart all along. Personally, I call that a liability, but you have enough Adam now. Barely. Head to the Hall of the Future and splice up with Incinerate.
Gonna keep I'm trying. I'm outraged!
On the surface, your parents sought a private life, using their great talents to provide for you. They learned to twist the lies of church and government, believing themselves masters of the system. But the parasites said, no, the child has a duty. He will go to war and die for the nation.
I met with Sinclair today of Sinclair Solutions. It's this pseudo-legal firm he set up to take problems Ryan doesn't want to admit he has and make them go away. I could fill 40 front pages of the Tribune with stories about this fella if he wasn't paying me not to. And he's got work for me, right? I ask what? And he flashes me these $1,000 Steinman teeth saying this job will, quote, change history.
You false prophet! Gotta get under something! Gotta stash myself! That's one last get!
I know this facility is vital to the preservation of secrecy in Rapture, but seeing myself transformed into that lurching, waxen nightmare, the children truly respond to this. Still, I spoke to a young man exiting the park after the grand opening, asking him to anything he had learned here. He said his chores didn't seem so bad, as long as Mother wouldn't send him to the surface.